The Bakersfield Bomb Squad investigated a strange yet common object this morning. And this massive blaze continues to burn. The new strategy firefighters are taking. This is 17 News at noon. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Maddie Janssen. A pressure cooker was the subject of a tense investigation in Southwest Bakersfield. This is the scene on Office Center Court off California Avenue, just north of Stockdale Highway. Bakersfield police were called there just before 8:30 this morning to investigate this, an out-of-place pressure cooker left in the middle of a parking lot. The bomb squad was called in and nearby businesses were evacuated.
The item was not dangerous. It was a rice cooker, and it was empty. Just for the time, it looked like it was something that was definitely not normal with a parking lot. You don't generally find slow cookers, rice cookers sitting in a parking lot. It was not dangerous. I don't know exactly how it was left here.
The investigation lasted a little over 2 hours, but ended peacefully with crews packing up just before 11 a.m. Thanks, Kevin. Making news around the nation, firefighters continue their assault on a massive chemical fire burning just outside of Houston, Texas. Crews have taken a defensive posture and are letting the blaze burn through fuel stored in tanks at the Intercontinental Terminals Company. Authorities say air quality tests show the smoke is not dangerous to people living in the area. It's another day of waterlogged misery for many residents in the Midwest. Recent heavy rains combined with melting snow and ice is pushing rivers to record highs. And all that water swamping homes and businesses, and it's not over yet. NBC's Kathy Park has the latest.
This morning, parts of the Midwest still underwater, devastated by historic flooding that has still not receded.
There's still places that are fully submerged. No access. People are still stuck in their homes.
Entire communities in Nebraska cut off by high-running rivers. Blake Bacon finally got out after days stuck in Fremont.
Basically sitting ducks. I mean, it's an island, literally an island.
In Iowa, the sandbagging hasn't stopped. It's a desperate race against time to hold back melting ice jams.
As it's progressively breaking up and moving downriver, we're going to have areas like this that are going to become problematic.
Stranded animals are now getting to higher ground. Coming in. Livestock had to be ferried out after days trapped in cold water.
These poor guys don't know what's going on. They know they're on dry land, though. They're happy about that.
Sunnier skies help bring down the water, allowing some evacuees to get back home.
It looks like the lake is in your house.
The lake is in our house.
Russ Zeeb returned to find his entire basement flooded.
The sad thing is the personal memorabilia and the family heirlooms and stuff like that, they're priceless and can't be replaced.
America's heartland making history with record water levels.
How bad was it?
Saturday morning it was waist deep coming in here.
Hundreds of rivers near or above flood stage.
Unbelievable, the catastrophic destruction that we witnessed.
But communities are coming together as a massive cleanup begins. Strangers choosing to donate their time and supplies.
I decided to volunteer because I've been in a place where we needed help. So this is what Nebraskans do. We pull up our britches and we help each other.
Drying out could take days, revealing the scope of this disaster and its lasting impact.
So far, 3 people are confirmed dead from the flooding. 2 others reported missing. Vice President Mike Pence is expected to tour the area later this afternoon. More fallout from that huge college admissions cheating scandal. The University of Southern California has placed a hold on the accounts of students who may be involved in the cheating scheme. The university says the students have been notified that their status is under review. Those students won't be allowed to register for classes or acquire their transcripts until an investigation is over. USC says it has the option of expelling students or pulling their admission, depending on the results of the investigation. No word on how many USC students are affected. Prosecutors say 50 people are accused of participating in a scheme to cheat on admissions tests and admit students to college as athletes regardless of their abilities. Among them, actress Lori Loughlin, who was charged and appeared in court last week. Her 2 daughters both attend USC. We're back in your Business Watch and taking a live look at stocks. Right now, the Dow is down just about 10 points. The NASDAQ up 20 and the S&P 500 up about 2 points. And checking oil prices. West Texas Intermediate $59.30 a barrel this afternoon. Midway Sunset started the day at $65.84 a barrel. Residents of Maryland may soon get their takeout food in alternative packaging. There's a push to ban the use of polystyrene foam containers in some states, and Maryland could be the first. The State of House delegates recently passed a bill that would ban polystyrene containers and cups. It's a move that would force restaurants to find more eco-friendly alternatives for takeout. If Maryland's governor signs the bill into law, county officials could issue $250 fines to offenders. There are exceptions, though, including products that are packaged outside of Maryland. Something's brewing at Carnival Cruise Line. Carnival's launching its own private label craft beers, a first for a cruise line to can and keg its own beer. The beers are based on recipes developed by Carnival's brewery team in partnership with Brew Hub. Thirsty Frog Caribbean Wheat, Parched Pig West Coast IPA, and Parched Pig Toasted Amber Ale are now available in 16-ounce cans and on tap across Carnival's 26-ship fleet and at all private destinations. They're also available to take home once the cruise has ended. Today's homeowners are sitting on a record amount of equity, but a lot of them can't access it because they don't have the credit scores to qualify for a refinance. Now a new company is offering a way for them to tap that equity without moving a muscle. Diana Olick has our report.
Chris Driscoll needed cash to invest in his real estate business. And while he had plenty of equity in his Gainesville, Georgia home, he couldn't access it.
If my credit score was a few more points, or I made the banker happy that day or whatever, I could have probably done it for a little less money. But that's not how the world works.
Enter Easy Knock, a barely 2-year-old company that will buy your home from you but let you stay on as a renter. At any time during the lease, you can buy your home back.
Easy Knock's a company that's allowing people to access equity in their home that have been shut out by the traditional lending markets.
So I'm moving it into Reengage.
Easy Knock makes money through monthly rent and extra fees. At the end of the lease, which can be up to 5 years, the tenant has the right to choose between buying the home back or selling it to someone else. Easy Knock does not want to keep it.
We are not in the business of continuing to own homes.
So far, the company has bought about 100 homes in 5 southern states, but with a recent infusion of $100 million from investors, Kessler said he expects to expand to 36 states and 2,000 homes this year alone. For Chris Driscoll, the financial process was pretty easy, but he admits there is an emotional downside, especially if he's unable to buy it back at the end of his lease.
But there are benefits as a renter as well, like not paying property taxes, homeowners insurance, or any of the maintenance on the home. For now, Easy Knock is contracting out its rental management business, but as it expands, expects to bring that in-house as well. Diana Olick, CNBC, Washington.
Welcome back in entertainment news now. Mary Poppins is one of Disney's most enduring films, but the woman who created the characters was not a fan. P.L. Travers fought the House of Mouse for 14 years before finally allowing the studio to make the adaptation, a movie she reportedly despised. Travers died in 1996, so she had no input on the newest incarnation of the magical musical. But the audience response has made it a blockbuster. It's available for home viewers this week. Here's Raphael Seth with the video view.
Go up and up and up.
Emily Blunt gives a soaring performance in the bonus features for Mary Poppins Returns. This Disney sequel comes more than 50 years after the Julie Andrews original. The magical nanny returns to the Banks home with her former charges now being the parents of some rambunctious children of their own, and she'll need more than a spoonful of sugar to make her new modern medicine go down. Mary Poppins Returns is available on digital, DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K.
How many more spider people are there?
Hey, fellas.
A teenage superhero gets caught in a web of lives in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. This feature won an Oscar for Best Animated Film. It follows a New York kid exploring his Spidey side until he's thrust into a different dimension where multiple versions of the web-slinger exist. Into the Spider-Verse is available on digital, DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K.
Need help, sir?
Clint Eastwood protects his $1 million baby in The Mule. The 2-time Oscar winner stars in and directs this crime drama based on a true story. He plays a man in his 80s who's broke and alone, so he gets a job hauling cargo for what turns out to be a Mexican drug cartel. The Mule is out on digital this week. That's the video view. Raphael Seth, NBC News.